Today, we're going to talk about a subject that is not talked about or discussed at all in the protection dog world. Now, I put up a video, will your dog protect you naturally? And explaining in there and showing that most dogs, no matter what breed we're talking, will not protect you or the house naturally without the skills being trained. Now, yes, of course, I said too, you're going to get a few dogs that will actually really go at it with no training, that have the toughness genetics to really go after somebody and put it on them, but rare. Now, in this video, I want to show you and explain to you, if you were ever considering a protection dog, the many factors that go into this to make sure that it's gone about the right way. Now, when most dogs are protection trained, you're going to see a lot of the protection training being done in a field, inside a training facility, and there's so many dogs that I've run across in my career that if the dog hasn't been trained inside the house that the owner lives in and that the dog is going to live in, there are a lot of times that the dog will not perform, even though they're tough and great in field protection training. So today I want to take you through a little process for you to understand this, and it's something that, again, if you're ever considering a protection dog, you have to consider this and think about this in your process. So, if you buy a dog yourself, a puppy, and you're going to raise it, and I get this all week long worldwide, people want to send me their dogs to be obedience trained and protection trained and then send it back to them. I don't do it because it's not a good idea to do generally. Unless the trainers are going to go and fly with the dog and transfer the dog back to the house that it was living in and it came from. So, let's say you buy a trained dog from a place that's fully loaded, trained. You need to make sure that that dog, it comes to you and the trainers are coming with it, and they are going to make sure that that dog performs in its house, its own house, not because it got trained at the facility and it's performing somewhere else very well. There's a big difference in a lot of dogs, and I'm going to show you an example right now. So, here you're going to see Diamond. I've been showing Diamond on my videos of how well she's doing in the yard. I mean, crashing bites with no hesitation.
Pumpkin, pumpkin! Ah. Woo! Ah. Oh! Ah. Oh. Good girl, Diamond.
I mean, Diamond has game. She loves to bite. She loves the protection game. Doesn't matter. Every time we've given her bites, it is on. We actually had to curve Diamond's biting in the beginning to calm it down and control it, that she doesn't just bite for no reason and just because she had a great genetic game of biting. Now, saying all that, I want to show you a natural thing that'll happen when we transfer into the house. And this is why in today's session here with Diamond, we're gonna switch over into the house after I've built her bite work and her sendaways, her control, her letting go on cue, doing the protection without a leash on in the yard. And now we're gonna see and start to teach her that how the game is inside the house as well. Now, you would never think that with a dog like Diamond, who usually charges guests when they walk in, doesn't bite them, but charges them as if she's going to, that this would be natural for her to do with no issue whatsoever, especially the way she lunges and slams in the suit in the yard. So here you're gonna see the first time ever. We've never done it in the house with her before, so you're gonna see it live. First time. When I get into the house now, she comes, but what you don't see there in the camera, she hesitated a little bit before she ran and made contact with me. So behind the camera, she hesitated a little bit when I got in the house and wasn't sure, and then came in and got me, but very shortly let go and came off me. And no matter what I tried to do, I couldn't get her back to engage, because in the house, she wasn't sure how to perform, if it was okay, what to do. So this is very important. So you see there, starts, erratic, letting go, coming off me, barking at me, but would not engage again, right? No matter what I did in trying to encourage her, okay? And then I bring the owner in when the dog struggles, bring the owner, give confidence, it's okay, and then she engages, and then we're okay from there. But you have to help when a dog struggles. Right? Let them know what you want and how you want it, and let them know what's okay and what's not okay. But if Diamond wasn't taught inside the house, this would have been a problem. If somebody really would have entered the house and broken in, she wouldn't have known how to perform. And again, Diamond has a great protection game. Comes from genetics, great genetics of it. She's got a high game and loves to bite, but confused, doesn't know. You have to show the dog and help the dog in all the different areas, especially in their own homes. Again, that's why sending your dog off to a kennel to have them protection trained, I wouldn't do it. It's not a good idea. Unless the trainers were coming back again to transfer in your home and make it all happen for sure inside your house, I would not send your dog away to go get protection trained and have it shipped back to you and think that that dog is going to perform or be protection trained inside your house where it was not trained. Very tricky gamble. Now, here's the second shot after showing her there, and much better. Hits me well. Holds in there, the fight. When she's told to let go, immediately, every time. And then you see there, the owner calls her off. And she just comes off immediately, and I'm allowed to get out. No more attacking and chaos and grabbing and trying to yank the dog off. Next one, when I come in, there I had my arm now to give her a different look when she was hovering at the door. As soon as I went in to open that crack, she was there trying, but hesitated a little bit on grabbing me initially. It took a little bit, and then opened the door and giving it to her, and then she took it and she went on. So once she gained her confidence there, perfect. The outs, fantastic. And then here I switch it up on her. The back doors could be a possibility. You don't know. So now I go to the back door and switch it on her. And then here at the back door, much better. Now confidence is there. Come on. She's like, come on. As soon as I get in, wham, without any hesitation. Okay, it's much, much better. And then here we're going to call her off. And the moment that the owner calls her off, she's going to guide me out the house, but she's not allowed to bite me because I didn't come after her. I'm on my way out. I'm going away unless the owner told her to attack again. But she's escorting me out of the house to make sure I keep going and flush away from the house by talking to me and threatening me as I'm going without biting me.
House.
This is perfect, right? Get me when I get in, come off, threaten me until I'm away and getting out. Owner calls her back in, shuts it off. Beautifully done. And then here back at the front door.
Good girl, Heinz. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Up. Up. Good girl, Heinz. Up.
You see the difference between the first one and now this one here, the last one when I come in.
Good girl, Heinz. Good girl.
And much better, much quicker strikes after she's gained her confidence. So this was all one class in one session, all being done within an hour, right? So you can see from beginning to the end of the hour, the progressions of how much better and more confident she got throughout. That it's all good. We like it. Have at it. We tell you off, you come off quick. You can threaten. The whole game is there. Perfect, but gaining her confidence was the biggest thing, and making sure that we had control of her without a leash on inside the house. And now in this last scenario, I want to make sure if now I knock and I come in, that when she's off, she's off. The owner allows me in. It's fine. There's no attacking me. There's no craziness. It's not her losing her mind and can't control and have to put her away. That now she's called off and that's it. I can pet her, I can do whatever I want, and it's the control game. I can walk around the house now freely, no issue, right? So we have to have that perfect balance.
Sit. Come on in. Sit. Good girl. House. Come on in. Come. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Good, man. Great. How you doing? Fine.
I mean, if you released or I don't think so.
No.
So you just told her to release, like break, whatever.
House.
That's what she's done.
Oh,
She was really like,
Carl. That's kind of nuts. Good girl. That's even better. House. Good girl, Diamond. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Say, good girl. Good girl. Perfect.
very good. Stay like that, Holmes.
Where teaching the confidence that it's okay if somebody breaks in, there it is, right? The control, letting go when told, come when told, after the aggression or during her talking to me, then allowing me to come in. I knock, I rang, owner answers door, lets me in, shuts her off, I can pet her, it's all good, I can walk through the house, no talking to me, no aggression, no craziness, right? Perfect balance of protection and shutting off and safety and calm. Beautifully done, right? So just a tip for you, again, if you're ever thinking about a protection dog, again, if you're gonna get your protection a dog trained that you have already, that's an adult, or a puppy that you were raising, planning for protection, I personally would not send it off, send it to a kennel, right? I would have it done in your own home if possible. Get the dog built in its own environment and get that whole game going in its own house if possible. If not, if you send the dog away, make sure that the trainers are coming to you with that dog when they drop it off and making sure that the game is transferred over to your own home to make sure there's no locking up, the dog's not sure, or contrary, that the dog gets home with you and becomes a psycho. Now that he's been protection trained, you cannot control him and he's too aggressive, right? So you're gonna have all different scenarios with this. But that's why it's so important that you're just not sent the dog back with no training help, okay? Or even if you're gonna buy a fully loaded dog like we sell. When you buy a dog from us, our people have to go with that dog, no matter where you are in the country world. They have to deliver that dog and make sure that for a week, probably when it's a protection dog, that all the skills and everything you need in your home is custom built and that dog is performing, that the owners know how to control that dog, the dog respects them, listens to them, no out of controlness, no off the handle. Now that the dog thinks that the owners don't know how to handle them, that they become overly aggressive. We don't want that. We want perfect balance where if you get a protection dog, they perform right away when needed at the home, but they're sociable. Anybody can enter. You never have to put the dog away because they've gotten out of their minds and they're too aggressive. Not good and definitely not acceptable. So, just a little view of what possibly could happen to you, and it's not uncommon, even with tough dogs, that when they get planted back in their own homes or start to work protection in their homes, that there can be a little unsureness, and sometimes some dogs lock up completely and they'll just bark at you and they won't bite you, and you got to get them through it. And then once they're through it, they're fine. So many things to think about. Very, very important when, no matter what you're considering as far as a protection dog. All right, so definitely keep that in mind and keep this scenario of being in your house and all that mandatory, that game has to be played with you, with trainers absolutely transferring into your home the protection. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, Richard Heinz, Miami Dog Whisperer.